I'm a sex doula, so I'm more so in a position to even provide that healing for women, because it is very emotional, which is very tied to the sacred. So women can learn about cultivating sexual energy so they feel more empowered and less like they have to hide. The cultivation of sexual energy is very, very important. It's not what many people think it is, just like masturbation or pleasure. It very much is that, but aside from that, it's very much a health issue to not cultivate sexual energy. So we know sexual energy as Jing energy, and we know the rest of the energy in our body as Qi. Jing, that sexual energy, feeds Qi, the rest of the energy. So when we are losing that Jing energy, our organs are suffering. The rest of our organs are taking on a toll, and they're compromised because now the body is pulling resources from these organs to compensate for the loss of that sexual energy. Everyone has Jing energy, whether you're a woman or a man. In Sanskrit, the sexual representation for a man is the lingam, also known as his penis, and the sexual representation of the woman is the yoni, also known as the vagina. Everyone has this Jing energy, and the way in which men lose this Jing energy is through ejaculation, which is why when they bust a nut, as we know it, they get tired, they get sluggish, they just want to knock out, right? Same for women. When they lose their sexual Jing energy, it's through their menstrual cycle. So the shedding of the womb, bleeding, their period. And so if we're not cultivating that energy, like I said, then we're just going to continue to feel depleted with nothing restoring it. Focus a lot on spirit sex and spiritual sex and tantra, because we want people to become comfortable in their own body and connect with their body. And that very connection is in the sacral chakra. These ancient techniques and healing modalities, from Taoist techniques to modern day releasing and shedding with things like twerking and things like that. So Taoist technique that has been around for ages, thousands of years, and it's a very simple technique, but it's very, very effective, and it's most commonly used techniques in Taoism, and it's called the inner smile. There's also things like yoni breathing, Kegel exercises, contractions of the muscles of the vagina or the sacral chakra. You would just breathe in as you tighten, exhale as you release the muscles. Modern day techniques for releasing. Twerking is a really great practice. It's something that is very sexualized, something that people look at as this thing that women do to attract men or get the attention of men. First of all, I just want to clear the stigma that it's an awful thing to want to please someone else, because that is just completely wrong. You see it in nature. Nature repeats itself. You can see birds making themselves more attractive, spreading their wings, doing a little dance to attract their mate. So there's nothing wrong with wanting to give another person love. But I do want to point out that twerking is not solely that. And it's a very healing practice. It actually originated in the Ivory Coast of West Africa, and it was known as mapauka, the dance from behind. It was known as la danse du foussière. And basically it's just a shaking of the hips and, winding of the waist. And these are really good practices to release and shed energy. These are very shamanic practices, moving, shaking, breathing. And so, I just really wanted to release the stigmas surrounding twerking, because I feel like that's one of the things that, women are slut shamed for, but it's one of the things that really is empowering. Like if you ever twerked as a woman, you know that it feels good. You feel confident.
And it's a workout, girl.
Absolutely. You sweating too, so you are physically shedding. So it's beautiful. A lot of breath work, like breath fire, fire of breath. That's that audible. I like to do the breath of fire because I feel myself releasing energy and shedding. Another thing was a breast massage. So take the little tincture and drip on boobs, and just sending yourself love and your body love. And also physical touching yourself, not expecting someone else to always give you that love and affection and caress and cuddles, but doing it to yourself, feeling yourself, loving yourself, honoring yourself, not shaming yourself. If you secrete something from your yoni, not looking down at your blood like, ugh, but kind of like, damn, okay, I'm powerful. I'm doing that. My body's just healing, doing what it needs to do. It just all goes back to self-love. So I really do feel like just continuing gradually every day to make some sort of connection to your body is healing on all levels.
and not feeling, I guess, the shame of it, right? Of alone touching yourself, or what people, because even that, I feel like not only is it sexualized, but there's a stigma around like masturbation, or, and of course for men, you do want to, I think like every 20 days or something you can release, but just to keep your life force within you, semen retention, but the act of masturbation itself as being a self-love act. So I love that so much. Thank you for sharing and shedding light on that.